guys and girls, I'm James and welcome to my channel. Today we're taking a look at the Holystone HS510. It's a drone that's been out for about a year and a half. It was released in June of 2020. And you're thinking, why am I reviewing a drone that's been out for a year and a half? Because a subscriber told me, more than one subscriber have told me this is their favorite Holystone drone. It's the funnest to fly, and so I had to get it and check it out. So it's this price on Amazon right now, which puts the Holystone 510 at the same price point of the just released 175D that was released a few months ago. So why would they have two drones at the same price point? Well, let me explain the differences between these two. So they both have 4K cameras and they both have optical flow sensors. I do like the light on the bottom of the 510, especially if it starts getting a little bit dark, you can turn the light on, and not only does that help you, it also helps the optical flow sensor. This one weighs more than this one. So this one weighs in at 243 grams and this one is 210. This one has a 1300 milliwatt amp battery and this one has a 1700 milliwatt amp battery. So, but if you look, let me show you something. Look at these two motors. This motor on this 510 looks like it's twice as big as the 175. So the way you got to look at it, this thing has a smaller gas tank but a bigger motor, so it is actually a lot more fun to fly. Another thing too, if you look at it here, it's a lot smaller and compact than the 175. So when you're flying the 175, which flies really good, when you're flying it at full speed and you turn around and you want to come back, it takes a little while. But the 510 being more compact and having much stronger motors, it turns around on a dime, and it's a lot funner to fly as far as in sport mode. So if you're just flying around, you're not going to tell the difference. But if you want to get aggressive and fly these two, this one's much more fun. Kind of reminds me of the DJI Spark, and then they came out with the Mini. And if you look, the Spark is much smaller than the DJI Mini, but it's also weighs a lot more, and it has a smaller battery. But the motors are way bigger on it, just like it is on this one. But I've always thought the Spark was way much more fun to fly than the Mini. And so that kind of reminds me of this scenario. So between the two, I think the 175 looks better than the 510, but if that counts, if you're going for looks, Holystone just came out with their best looking drone ever, even though I still like the 700E as their best drone of all time. But this 710 that just came out is a really good looking drone, flies really good. And it's just, I think it shows that it's $229, but I've got a discount code on my video for this one, which brings it even down closer to $200, which makes it only $20 or $30 more than the 175D and the 510. They all have 4K cameras, and I think the cameras on these are rated better than they are, but for all of these, they don't have a 3-axis gimbal. So I don't care if they have 4K or 1080p, you're not gonna get good video with these. You can get some good pictures, and if there's no wind and you really know what you're doing and you're flying it really good, you'll get some good footage on video. If you want good video, then you're gonna have to move up to a 3-axis gimbal, and the cheapest one you can do that's the best drone out. DJI just released the DJI Mini SE at $299, but it only comes with one battery. Another thing too is the controllers. The 510 uses the same controller as the 700, the 710, and the 720. So it's got a digital display and it has a lot more features than the 175D. So enough about comparing it to other drones. Let me go out and show you how it flies, and I'll compare you the two and I'll show you what I mean. And then after that, if you want to stick around, I'll show you how to use the app. Because as always with all Wi-Fi drones, you need to have a pre-start checklist. So you've got to set the gyro on this every time. I read about Holystone flyaways, but I guarantee you 99% of those are user error because they're not going through the process of calibrating the drone, calibrating the remote, and getting it set up through their phones. So let's go put her up in the air. So we have to wait until we have at least 7, maybe it's 8. Probably shouldn't hold the drone like this. It needs to be on a flat surface before we take off. So I've done my calibrations. So to power on the motors, we unlock them. We'll start spinning and go up. So this is the first time I have flown this. So I'm gonna go into speed 2. Wow, look at that hold. There's 2 beeps, there's speed 2. So it's one short push as the light, one long breath puts us into speed 2. So we got 13 satellites, and here we go. Oh, got to bring it back. I forgot to hit record. So So I'm actually using the app to bring it back. There she is. Hit record. I should see a timer. There it is up there, 5. Wow, it really turns on a dime. It kind of reminds me of the Spark because it's so small and powerful, where the other drones that are lighter and bigger take a lot longer to turn around. Very, very nice. Wow, this thing's really good. Easy to control. My goodness, this is a really, really nice drone. I mean, it's spot on the control. Wow. All right, I think the 700's got some competition. I like this better than the 175. I really do. And I'd have to fly the 720 or the 710 right after it, but I mean, this thing is just, let me grab it. See how it'll fight it, and it'll want to go right back to where it was. So that's a GPS drone. So you can grab it. I'm gonna walk way over here and it's gonna say no. That's where I want to be at. Even the height, you pull it down and it'll go right back to where it was. So that's what it's using all these satellites for. So here's some photos I took with it. It takes really good photos. You're not going to get good video without a 3-axis gimbal. Also, the follow me and the orbit mode worked really, really well. So let's go inside and figure out how to get it calibrated and get it in the air. All right, let's see what she weighs in at. She weighs in at 246 grams, which is about the same as a really good looking HS510 that just came out. So how much is 250 grams? It's about the same as an apple and a little Huggy. And that equates to 8.6 ounces. All right, let me start by saying it comes with a really nice carrying case that Holystone does. It's got a really nice handle that comes on it. It unzips, and when you open it up, it has a packet right here. It's going to have your instruction booklet, your extra blades, and your props. So here's your controller, which is the same as the 710, the 700, and the 720. It's got a digital display. It's really nice. And your drone goes in here. And inside this box, you'll get the charger for the batteries. It comes with 2 batteries, and they are 1300 milliwatt amp batteries. And you get about 12-minute flight time, and you also get a charging cable. And on these props, it comes with extra props. If you flip them over on the back side, you see the A, so make sure and get those lined up. So inside the instruction book on page 17, you'll see how to get the app. What you do is you put your camera to it, and you open it up in the App Store. It's the Ophelio Go app, and so you open the app. So you turn on the drone, and you'll see it's blinking lights, and they're going to stay blinking yellow. This is real important. So you want to go back to your settings, go under Wi-Fi, then you'll see Holystone pull up. Once you see this checked, then you know it's connected to the Wi-Fi of your phone. I'm just using my iPad. So you go back to the app, but don't worry about that right now. What you want to do, this is so important to make a pre-start checklist and do this. So push down on the red button and turn the remote on. If you see, now the camera's on. It's got a really good camera. Up here it says you need to calibrate it. And also you need to do that because right here you see this blinking right here with the direction on it. It's telling you to go through a gyro calibration. And it doesn't tell you how to do it, so you know how to do it, and you have to know what the lights are gonna do. So right now, they're blinking yellow. So, see them? So you're gonna hold it horizontal. You're gonna turn it 3 times until the color changes. Green blinking. Once it's blinking green, turn it straight up. until it turns solid yellow. Now it shows, so the little symbol's gone showing you that it's calibrated, and now it shows you the battery on the drone and the battery on the remote. We're inside, so this is 0 GPSs, and it shows you the distance and the height that it's from. And of course we're in mode 2 and it's set on high. Up here, how you change the speed is a long press and it goes to low. A short press turns this light on and off, which is really nice if you're landing. Also in low light situations, it helps the optical flow sensor that's on the bottom of it. Over here, a short press takes a photo, a long press starts the video. Up here, it's your takeoff button, and here's your return to home button. And this is your kill switch. This also starts the motors. So once it's set up and you push this button, it'll unlock the motors. See how and then they're spinning. You press it again, turns the motors off. So once you press this, you can take off. So back to the app, here's your waypoints, and the follow me works really, really good. This is if you want to just use the app as a joystick, but you don't want to do that. Orbit flight works really good. This is headless mode, don't ever use that. Over here is your camera settings. You can set it 2.5K or 4K at 24 frames per second. Over here, you can adjust your brightness, your color saturation, and different things. You can set these on auto. And then up here under settings, you can change your units to metric or imperial. You can set this over to beginner, and then it changes the way it flies, makes it much easier. Max distance, you can change how far it goes, max altitude. But here's something that's really important. This return to home altitude is set at 15 meters right now. Well, what if you've got higher trees than 15 meters? So you want to bring this up to at least 50 meters. That way it's not going to hit anything on its return to home, because it does not have obstacle avoidance. And here you want to format your SD card. So when you put your card in there, sometimes if you're flying and it doesn't record to it, it'll record to the app in 1080p, but if you want to go 2.5K or 4K, you're gonna have to format your SD card. And I would say I would do that every time, but it's gonna erase whatever's in there. And then you got your return to home and your takeoff. And right here is a map. So you hope, we're not outside, so it doesn't have the GPS, but it will tell you where your map is, and it has a nice little line so you can bring it back home. The more you play with it, the more you'll understand that. And this right here, when we go outside, you'll see that this, right now we have a weak GPS signal. Over here, it'll tell us how many satellites we got. I think it needs 8 to take off. And right here's your album, so you can look at the pictures and the videos that you've taken. And on top of the remote, you pull this open, and you put your phone in here. But one thing, you gotta pull it all the way out so you can get this little clip right here to pull down. So thanks so much for watching my review of the Holystone 510. I think this is Holystone's funnest drone, even though still my favorite is the 700E, which flies really stable, and I even like it better than the 720. But this thing's a blast to fly. So if I had the choice between the 510 or the 120 75D, which is really a good drone, I would prefer this one because I like to sport fly more. If you want a longer flight time, then you want to go with the 175. And if you could spend a few more dollars, then you want to go with the 710. They're all good drones and they all fly very well. I used to have a lot of problems with Holystones a couple of years ago with them all connecting to the app, but they've really got all those bugs worked out. I never have any problems with this one whatsoever. It connected the first time. So as always, if you got something out of this, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.